Hello and welcome back to the Karma Stories podcast. I'm Rob and I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Today I have a single story for you from the Relationship Advice subreddit that has 3 updates. The Karma Stories podcast is published to all major podcasting platforms, and you can also read along on YouTube under our @Karma Stories podcast handle. If you have a story you'd like to submit to the podcast, you can do so by email at karmastoriespod@gmail.com. If you enjoy true crime, make sure to check out our new podcast, Karma Crime, where we're uploading our 5th episode today. You can find it on all major podcasting platforms as well. Just search for Karma Crime. Alright, for those of you listening on YouTube, I have a question for you. When you go to an event like Christmas or a birthday or anything at all like that, and you are expected to bring a gift, do you think they should have to give you a gift back as well? Let me know in the comments down below. And that's the perfect segue into today's story, so let's jump right in. This story comes to us from Throweraway168. I, 26 female, have been giving gifts to my boyfriend, 29 male's, family at many celebrations without anything in return. Do I continue? My 26 female, boyfriend, 29 male, and I have been together for 2 years. His family is very big on hosting and throwing celebrations, whereas my family tends to only do large holidays together, which will be mostly centered around food as opposed to gifts. In the past year or so, I've been invited to his sister, 28 female's birthday, his sister's baby shower, his mom, 60-something's birthday, her sister's kid's birthday, 2 female, his sister's housewarming, his family's Christmas, and a couple other miscellaneous celebrations. Every time I bring a gift. It's to the point where I've been spending more money on gifts for his family than my own parents and siblings. However, I've never gotten a gift from his family. It's not really their fault or intentional, as we will tend to do our own celebration for my birthday, so there's not really been an opportunity for his family to give me gifts other than Christmas. But the one-sided gift giving is starting to get to me. I've considered that maybe there isn't an expectation for me to bring a gift, but for most of these celebrations I'm invited to, it would be very odd not to bring one, like a baby shower or birthdays. I've considered doing joint gifts with my boyfriend, but his mom also pointedly asked one time, "Is that the one from my name?" without me mentioning that I had even brought a gift, which made it seem like it was a given that I should have brought one. To be clear, I don't want or need any gifts from anyone in his family. I work a decently paying job despite being in a high cost of living city, and my boyfriend and I are both more financially comfortable for our age than his family. However, the sheer number of celebrations I'm being invited to with an unspoken obligation for gifts is starting to build up. Especially because it feels a little like the relationship is one-sided, as I've never received anything in return. With Christmas coming up, I wonder if I should continue bringing gifts or use this as an opportunity to work with my boyfriend and change our operating model. Or do I just bring something that's cheaper, like some baked goods and chocolates? Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called NYC Storyteller. It says, "You and your boyfriend should be giving joint gifts paid for by him, or you should stop gifting unless there's a clear expectation of reciprocity. You're not married to this guy, and they're not your family." Another commenter down below called Too Dry to Poop Out said, "Most definitely start bringing some baked goods. Take on a baking hobby, but not too much time investment if you're not interested or want to give them that much effort. Or even going to the store's bakery section to get cookies and putting them on your own separate tray at home. If they ask why the sudden switch, you can tell them, baking from the heart is the best gift of all." One more comment down below from Anita Rialalafi says, "You state that the one-sided gift giving with your boyfriend's family is starting to get to you, but how can that be when the one-sided aspect is not intentional and merely a consequence of the very nature of the events that you have been invited to? For example, someone else's birthday, someone else's baby shower, someone else's housewarming. Rather than focusing on the positives that you were invited, you are solely focused on the negatives. This is compounded by the fact that you have labeled the in-laws with negative motives and actions when you state that there is an unspoken obligation for gifts, and that your boyfriend's mother pointedly asked one time about a gift she attributed to you. First of all, unless that was the first event that you had ever been invited to, it is likely that your boyfriend's mother asked if that was the gift you were bringing because you had a well-established pattern of bringing gifts. Secondly, is your experience going to other people's baby showers, birthdays, and whatnot that you do not bring gifts, and somehow this makes your boyfriend's family wrong? You've got the following options, not necessarily in order, and not necessarily mutually exclusive. 1. Have your boyfriend buy gifts for these events, and put your name on the gift along with his. And then, you do the same for him with your family. Do not worry about what either family thinks. I am quite certain that nobody will care. 2. Continue with doing individual gifts, but reduce the investment cost as you suggested. If the gift is thoughtful and took time and effort, like a baked good, it will be appreciated. Again, do not worry about what others think. The old adage, "it is the thought that counts," applies here. 3. Change your attitude. Rather than being annoyed by being included and annoyed that you are not receiving a gift at a baby shower or birthday or housewarming, when pretty much that is not the norm, look at it like his family thinks enough of you to include you. In reality, they are not obligated to include you, and rather than being skeptical that they do for the reason of a gift grab, give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay, with the information that we have from this first part to this story, yes, it does sound like OP might be overreacting a little bit, so I do have to agree with the third commenter on this one. I do need to add in one more point though that I didn't hear in any of the comments, and that's that you're under no obligation to actually go to any of these events. You can kindly decline and say, "Sorry, I'm not able to make it." The fact that you are being invited says that these people enjoy you being there, and it might not just be about the stuff you're bringing for them. Now, my opinion in this comment is completely based on the first part of this story, and as you're going to see, that opinion is going to change. Let's get into OP's first update. This update is titled, "Update, I, 26 female, have been giving gifts to my boyfriend, 29 male's family, at many celebrations, without anything in return. Do I continue?" Some commenters suggest I was not being appreciative of being invited to family events, so I thought that maybe I was being too harsh. Well, with Christmas coming up, I, 26 female, was invited to Christmas with my boyfriend, 29 male's family, but given his sister, 29 female, just had her second child with some health complications, we had a conversation and decided it made sense for me not to join them as I've been flying a lot for work and don't want to put the newborn at risk. That made the conversation about doing joint gifts super easy with my boyfriend, since I physically wouldn't be there. Out of the blue yesterday though, I received a text from my boyfriend's sister reminding me of their house address to ship gifts to, even though I've driven there multiple times. Then, about an hour later, I receive a text from my boyfriend's mother telling me about how the sister's daughter, the toddler, has been a little upset recently given the new baby, and that it would be great to get the toddler an extra gift to make her feel special, since the attention has been on the newborn, on top of whatever I was planning to get the newborn. She did top it off with a "you always give such nice gifts" as a nice compliment. For context, I grew up in a family that taught me not to buy gifts that you wouldn't want to receive. I bought very nice things for boyfriend's sister's kids for her daughter's birthday, toys and nice name brand clothing like Nike and North Face, and the latest baby shower for the newborn. I brought this to the attention of my boyfriend, and he mentioned he'd let them know that he was bringing our gifts, but I have a feeling they'll misinterpret to think we're still getting separate gifts. We will see how it goes next week, but I've been super put off by the text that I've gotten from his family. It seems pretty blatant that they want gifts from me and are expecting it, but I'm glad that my boyfriend is planning to take care of the communications. Jumping down to the comment section on this update, we have one from a user called Alana Advice. It says, that's crazy entitlement. Clearly you give great gifts and they want more, but asking for gifts like that is very off-putting. I don't blame you for feeling that way. From now on, only give joint gifts with your boyfriend. Nip this in the bud now. Another user called Limitless Megan replied to this comment and said, "This is a boyfriend problem, just that he's let this go on so long. But he doesn't need to be telling them he's bringing the gifts. What he needs to tell them is, here is OP's wish list, because I know you didn't just reach out to someone not coming to our celebration to ask for gifts when you had no plan for giving her a gift yet again. And yes, I've noticed you haven't once returned any of the great gifts she's given you when it's her turn to get gifts. So I'll be bringing the gifts from us and will happily bring her back your gifts to her. Again, I'm agreeing with people in the comments because the boyfriend definitely needs to get more involved in this situation and help OP get out of it. Like, this is your family, buddy. Deal with it. Oh my gosh, OP, I just had a wonderful idea for a gift you could get for your boyfriend. Get him his own pot and soil, and then have him grow a pear. Alright, OP updated this 2 more times. Let's get into the second update now. It's in a comment, and it says, "Did not expect this to have so many comments. I read through a bunch of the comments and took some inspiration from here in what I ended up doing. I'll make a longer comment and post tomorrow when I have time, as I'm still with family for Christmas. But the quick update is that I did not spend any money on gifts for his family this Christmas, but I helped boyfriend pick out some that he bought. Boyfriend took care of most of the communication, so I just texted back some pleasant, 'Thank you, I'll remind boyfriend, happy holidays,' to his family. Some minor drama unfolded and I'll detail tomorrow, but overall, I'm happy with the way boyfriend resolved it. To answer some of the other questions, no, I did not get Christmas gifts last year either from his family. The excuse was that we did a late celebration on the 27th last year with his family, and so that is why they didn't give me anything, though I still brought gifts. Boyfriend didn't intervene earlier because he didn't know that they had texted me directly, and honestly, he's just kind of oblivious and didn't realize how many celebrations and events we'd gone to, as it's been a hectic year for both of us with work. Yes, we have a pretty high income disparity between me and boyfriend and his family. His parents have some debt and are tight on money, and his sister's husband is paying off a mortgage with expenses for 2 children, especially since his sister was laid off for most of the year and then was pregnant and had a kid. He probably makes what his sister plus sister-in-law made before she was laid off combined, and I make a good amount more than his sister-in-law too. I honestly don't need gifts from them, but it would be nice to have some reciprocation in some other way. Even a thank you card or something. Alright, a few days later, OP updated one last time and it says, "Now that the holidays are finally over, and I realize that people are actually waiting for a conclusion, thanks to Best of Redditor updates, I thought I'd come here to post an update. Some new happenings unfolded throughout the new year that I had to deal with, hence the delay. Pre-Christmas, I texted back to his family what I had written in the previous comment, and boyfriend called his mom and sister, which I didn't hear the full conversation of. The message he conveyed was that we would be bringing a joint gift and listed out all the gifts I had given them this year, and pointed out that they neither wished me a happy birthday or got me a gift for Christmas last year. Apparently, he was nice about it and said that he knew money was tight for them and that we'd be doing joint gifts moving forward, so they wouldn't have to worry about a return gift. This is a fine arrangement with me. He hates shopping anyway, so he gave me a budget for each of his family members, and I chose the gifts for him. He didn't mention to his family I hadn't pitched in any money. I had a lovely Christmas with my family, but boyfriend calls me at noon. He tells me to ignore any texts I might get from his family, and that he will explain when we are together. I don't get anything from them until the evening. A text from his mom that just says, "Boyfriend's name will bring back presents from us to you. It'd be great if you could come celebrate New Year's Eve with us, as the baby is in stable condition, and we will celebrate the baby's recovery. No need to bring anything for us, just the baby." I forwarded the message to boyfriend. Apparently, his family had bought me literal dollar store gifts in an attempt for us to keep doing separate gifts that he was refusing to bring back to me. They wanted to do another celebration on New Year's Eve for more gifts for the baby. Boyfriend told me he had already told them we weren't going. It overall was just a minor drama because I never had to talk to anyone from his family. He handled it all. He told them that if they were going to treat me like that, we would no longer be joining their celebrations. Day after Christmas, my boyfriend came over to visit my family for Christmas. My parents still got him a gift. He immediately felt really bad, and we spent most of the day together with my family and planning a New Year's Eve, New Year's date night between the two of us. It was exciting. I thought that was the end of it. Before New Year's, Boyfriend's mom calls him while he's at my place and basically starts breaking down. She says that boyfriend and I make more than his family, mom, dad, sister, brother-in-law combined, and apparently the debt of his parents and sister are much larger sums than he had assumed. Apparently they really appreciated my gifts because it felt like a little bit of luxury in what felt like a life of despair given their snowballing debt. They had too much pride to say anything and basically ended up bullying me about it, boyfriend's words, instead to get things they wanted. Apparently he texted his mom about the gift my parents got him, and it made her feel like she was going to lose him to me and my family because of money. Boyfriend told her it wasn't about money, it was about treating people with basic decency. They talked a lot more, but the TLDR is that his family had been under a lot of financial stress and pressure, much more than we had thought, and was a bit spiteful of how much money we earn, and they want help. I reflected on all the comments saying I was being a doormat, and I think my stance on this is that I knew I didn't need gifts from them, I just wanted a little more appreciation. So I was in a little bit of a pickle about what to do, because I genuinely enjoyed gifting and picking out gifts, but I also felt like I was being used. I just wanted them to appreciate the gifts. Maybe that's petty. Saw a comment saying you should never expect anything in return when gifting. To those saying boyfriend is a problem, I think this might be a relatively new thing with his family that he's just now recognizing. Debt accumulation is recent, past 2 years after his sister had her first kid. He's handled it gracefully as it has unraveled. We spent New Year's Eve and New York with just the two of us. It was lovely. We don't have a resolution on how we will deal with his family yet. He holds strong boundaries and won't be giving them any money, but will continue to bring gifts to celebrations his family hosts, if he's still invited. Jumping down to the comment section on this one, we have one from a user called B Gummy Ho. It says, I guess it was nice of them to admit they were using you for a bit of luxury, instead of at least pretending like they didn't realize they were using you. Sheesh, good on your boyfriend for handling it. I'd say let him continue to handle it while you stay out of it. Hope y'all had a good New Year's. Okay, I want to focus in on one little detail here. They could text OP to say, hey, you need to send the presents to this address, but they couldn't even text OP with a happy birthday? What's up with that? I understand the family was in a pretty crappy financial situation, but honestly, it doesn't take money to be a decent person. Many people in the comments said that OP should just let her boyfriend continue to handle the family, and I completely agree with that. OP, wash your hands of it. It's his problem now. Hopefully his pair grew nice and large, and he can handle it all himself. If you enjoy daily Reddit stories, I encourage you to follow and add us to your favorites on whichever podcasting platform you enjoy the most. And if you're watching and listening on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and drop a like on the video. It really helps us out. I thank you for watching and listening. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow.